Are you looking for new music from 2022 that you want to listen to help you get a good feel for music that's coming out within the year? Check out my playlist down in the description below. 2022 is on fire, where I feature my personal favorite tracks from the albums I've listened to throughout the year, whether I've reviewed it already, only written a review, or I just listen to it casually. Check it out when you have the time. I'd really appreciate the support, and you might even find a band or an artist that you didn't know previously that might be a new favorite. Without further ado, let's get into the video. You know the band you see constantly in YouTube and TikTok advertisements and think to yourself, holy shit, I've seen them so many times, I don't like this. This ain't it. This is the band you listen to on an ad and you go, holy fuck, I need more. Welcome to A Runner Does Music. First off, before we get things started, I'm sitting down in a different angle, which is probably now a normal angle for me when it comes to YouTube reviews, because I'm looking at my scripts more directly and trying to bang out videos in a big row, because I got about 12 reviews I need to bang out with over 100 plus albums to listen to that have come out or are coming out soon on that backlog. I need to get going on that backlog. So quicker reviews, different angle, me looking at my computer screen like this a lot more often because I want to get it done. But let's get into the review at hand today. We're looking at the second studio album from Canadian band Rare Americans called Rare Americans 2. These guys are known for their animated music videos that have gained millions of views on YouTube, always over the top, always enticing, and so on. Their music always has a clear story put in place, sometimes connecting track to track, such as with the breakthrough song BRRRRR's Nikki in its second part, while other songs usually tell easy to understand, compact tales that range from love and love lost to the rise and fall of fame and glory. If there's one thing to take away from Rare Americans, it's that their love for creating stories through music results in some of the most unique sounding pieces I've heard in a while. I mentioned Brittlebone's Nikki as a breakthrough for the group, and I want to further elaborate on that to open things up here. Putting aside the well-made video done by the talented soloist in animation, the song itself follows the highs and lows of the life of the song's protagonist, Nikki. Right off the bat, it kicks off with an almost eulogy-esque sing-songy choir that brings up how the guy was kind of an ass, but had a heart as pure art at his core. The story being told, it's pretty standard if you look at it. The kid grew up in abusive parentage, which ended up throwing him into what seems like the foster system, and in the first verse we get a sort of foreshadowing moment where we see him talking about getting together the money for a cake, assumably from doing sketchy things like theft and similar crime. He uses this money to get that cake, and he throws it right into this asshole Shippy's face. Fuck that guy, I hate him. He's been treating Nikki like shit, and Nikki is standing up for himself saying, hey, fuck you, you're not gonna keep me down. This continues into the second verse with some more talk about Nikki's rise up with crime, getting to a point where he's living a moment of luxury with, I assume, his girlfriend, doing cocaine and having her do cocaine off of his penis. Yeah, buddy. Then they get busted by the cops. The song gives you this very up and down roller coaster showing off a well-told profile of his character, and the second part of the song deserves to be heard as well because it's a nice closer to the story. Brittlebone's Nikki 2 is a simple song about defying fate, fighting against it, and trying to establish your own path by doing what you think is right when God himself is telling you to fall in line. Do what the rest are doing. Watch your fucking space. Brittlebone's Nikki ain't about that. There are a lot of moves represented in RA2, but I think the most enjoyable elements is the overall high energy aspect. Both Nikki tracks feature hints of it, with the second having a little more spit at it with a more ska-centric sound, but all over this album do you get instrumental pieces that give even somber songs an upbeat tempo that makes you want to straight up dance and have a good time. Hullabaloo is a track all about the false narrative this fictional company is giving you to ignore all the red flags in the room, but that marching drum beat combined with the guitar work gives you a vibe that's very hard to ignore. The whole time you're being talked down to by the antagonist's point of view, and the song is so infectiously catchy even in this situation that you can't help to fall in line with the song, like this person's trying to get that other protagonist to fall in line. Another song with themes that certainly aren't happy is Ryan and Dave, a redemption story about burnout finding the motivation to better himself after intervention from his longtime friend. Even in the old project that members James and Lubo were a part of, the Lunas, you can sense an almost struggling optimism behind the decidedly more chill and at times somber songs from the old tracks they made under that name. And I feel like this song is it may be an unintended throwback to the sound from the Lunas. The sheer wide scope of stories being told on this album is one of the many strengths that Rare Americans boast. Although we've already discussed redemption, fights against fate and death, and more, there's something individual in almost every single track. Probably my favorite story, although not my favorite song, is told in Gas Mask, supposedly based on one of the members in the band, with the boxer in this music video for the song being named Lubo as well. There's another rise and fall story being told, but with a lot more details than previously had in other tracks. Gas Mask details not only the outer struggles, but the internal struggle and monologues that come with doubt and worries about losing himself and losing control of his life. A lot of the lines are directed at this. I especially like moments like this excerpt here. I can't get back the days gone by. The past is past, but the future's mine. This kind of defiant attitude is something that RA2 is ripe with, and Gas Mask is an absolutely fantastic tale of the come up. Realistically, there's not a single bad song on this album, which is a good thing considering their debut had the very same idea in mind, although it didn't really accomplish it quite as well. I didn't hate that release by any means, but nothing really stuck out as overly memorable or something that was worth going back to time and time again, besides standout singles Balmoral Hotel and Cats, Dogs, and Rats. The second album, however, takes that immediate underdog energy, multiplies it by 10. The only time the momentum drops from Rockets is when it drops to just steady, with tracks 8 through 12 being bangers regardless, but not coming off quite as grand as the rest of the album's offerings. Not once during this whole release, though, did I ever feel bored or like things were going off the rails. Each section not only stands on its own several legs, those legs being the stellar tracks, but there's plenty of standout songs that command an atmosphere all their own. Rare Americans may have had the boost from a couple members working together before, but they have evolved into an unstoppable entity with no signs of stopping anytime soon. So it's for that reason and the reasons I've talked about before that Rare Americans 2 by Rare Americans gets a solid 8 nothing out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10. What the fuck is wrong with me? Hope you guys enjoyed the album. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you haven't listened to this album yet, go check it out. Go watch those music videos. That shit's fucking well made. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you're staying hydrated. I hope to see you next time. See ya.